Elizabeth Taylor, a renowned British-American actress, made a lasting impact on the entertainment industry. Born in 1932 in Hampstead, London, she rapidly gained fame and became one of the most iconic and enduring personalities in Hollywood history. Her life was characterized by her beauty, talent, multiple marriages, and philanthropic efforts. Elizabeth Taylor wasn't just a movie star, she was a legend. With her unforgettable violet eyes and a career that spanned more than 6 decades, she became a symbol of Hollywood's golden era. But away from the flashing cameras and glitzy premieres, there was one place she held most dear, her home. Tucked away in the hills of Bel Air, California, Elizabeth's estate was far more than just a luxury property. It was a personal sanctuary, elegant, private, and full of meaning. She purchased the home in 1981, and it remained her haven for the rest of her life. Unlike the oversized, ultra-modern mansions we often see today, her home was warm, filled with personality, and layered with decades of stories. From the outside, the house was classic and understated. Surrounded by tall hedges, mature trees, and vibrant flowers, it felt hidden from the outside world, a quiet place where one of the most famous women on earth could simply enjoy life without the constant spotlight. For someone whose life was always public, this home was her quiet corner of the universe. Inside, the decor reflected her love for color, art, and timeless elegance. Think rich fabrics, antique furniture, and carefully curated art pieces. Elizabeth loved deep, luxurious tones, especially shades of purple, which became part of her signature style. Her rooms were filled with family photos, handwritten notes, and small keepsakes from travels and special moments. Everything had a personal touch. One of the most beloved features of the home was her lavender garden. Elizabeth had a deep connection to nature and found peace in her outdoor spaces. The garden was filled with fragrant blooms and became her favorite place to relax, read, and think. Guests often said that the entire property felt peaceful, almost like it had a calming energy of its own. Her bedroom, while beautiful, was more than just a place to sleep. It was a space of reflection. She surrounded herself with photographs of her children and grandchildren, along with mementos from her decades in Hollywood. Her bathroom, too, became famous for its vintage charm, filled with perfume bottles, mirrors, and keepsakes she'd collected over the years. It was where she prepared for the world, and also where she took time to care for herself. Though her home was luxurious, it wasn't showy. It was cozy, lived in, and deeply loved. Friends said she made everyone feel welcome there, from celebrities to charity workers to neighbors. Over the years, she hosted countless private gatherings, charitable events, and quiet dinners that meant far more to her than any red carpet appearance. And while Elizabeth Taylor is remembered for her unforgettable roles in films like Cleopatra and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, her real life, her values, her compassion, her sense of humor were often most visible at home. That house witnessed more than just glamour. It saw the ups and downs, the victories and the challenges, the moments that truly defined her. After her passing in 2011, her beloved home was eventually sold, but the stories it held remained part of her lasting legacy. It wasn't just where she lived. It was where she found peace. Where she stayed grounded. And where the woman behind the legend could simply be herself. Elizabeth Taylor's house wasn't just a Hollywood estate, it was a reflection of her heart. A place of beauty, strength, and serenity. And in many ways, it will always be a part of her timeless story. Elizabeth Taylor possessed a significant fortune, yet she lacked a public will. So, who among her family or fans would be fortunate enough to inherit her possessions? Stay tuned for the details. The film icon Elizabeth Taylor appeared in timeless classics such as Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. She is also celebrated for her stunning beauty, distinctive violet eyes, and numerous accolades. Having been married 8 times, Taylor established a business empire that included perfume and various products. Notably, she was among the first Hollywood stars to launch her own brand. At the time of her passing in 2011, her estate was valued between $600 million and $1 billion, as reported by Bloomberg Businessweek. Earlier that year, Taylor was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles due to heart complications. She passed away there on March 23 from congestive heart failure. Her 4 children were by her side at the end, and she also had 10 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. Given her extensive family, the initial division of her vast estate and the continuation of her charitable initiatives were uncertain. A committed philanthropist, Taylor had raised over $270 million through her foundation. It is important to note that Taylor's financial success was not merely a result of luck, she built her wealth through astute career and business choices. For instance, she was the first actress to earn $1 million for a single role. Prior to filming Cleopatra, Taylor made substantial financial demands and numerous requests, anticipating that the studio would decline. She was a passionate art collector, owning works from some of the most renowned artists in history, including Picasso and Van Gogh. Given her astute nature, it is not surprising that Taylor took several strategic steps to ensure her family's well-being after her passing. She created a trust that enabled her to transfer her assets without the need for a public will. By opting for a revocable living trust instead of a will, Taylor ensured that her estate would not undergo probate, which would have made her affairs public. Consequently, the specifics of how Taylor allocated her wealth remain confidential, although it is widely believed that a significant portion was designated for her children, grandchildren, and charitable organizations. Nonetheless, one individual has disclosed what Taylor bequeathed to him. Her former husband, Larry Fortensky, stated to the Daily Mail that he received £500,000 following her death. Additionally, prior to her passing, Taylor intended to liquidate some of her assets, and a substantial portion of her jewelry collection was auctioned in December 2011, yielding an impressive $156.8 million. All proceeds from the sale were directed to the Elizabeth Taylor Trust, with a portion of the profits allocated to Taylor's charitable endeavors. Her son, Chris Wilding, remarked at the time, "I believe she would be pleased to know that her collections will continue to enhance the lives of those who have acquired her pieces." In 2019, additional personal items belonging to Elizabeth Taylor were auctioned. This event provided fans with the opportunity to own a piece of Taylor's fashion legacy, as it included many of her costumes, outfits, and accessories. The auction also showcased various iterations of Taylor's iconic garment, the kaftan. Taylor's grandson, Quinn Tivey, mentioned that he had been compiling an archive of her life and work, during which he discovered certain items that appeared ideal for a sale. During his upbringing, Taylor was simply a typical grandmother to Tivey, and he fondly recalled their shared moments of watching films and conversing. Now, as a trustee of her charity, he is dedicated to preserving her legacy as both an actress and a humanitarian.